Hey y'all, so before I start the video, put down below, what do you think is the most recognizable handgun in the world? What do you think is the handgun that more people, if you show them a gun, they're going to know what it is? Because today I hold a Glock 19 in my hands, and I think it is arguably one of, if not the most recognizable handguns on the planet. And today, what I'm going to talk about is Glock gets a lot of hype, a lot of fanboys, a lot of people really swear by Glock. Do I think it's worth all that hype? Do I really think that they're that good? Let's get into it. Now, if you like this content, like, sub, shares, all that, I really appreciate it. Also down below, coupon codes and merch available help support the channel. Now, Glock, is it all it's cracked up to be? Again, I'm holding a Glock 19 here. This is, again, in my opinion, probably one of the most well-known handguns on the planet. Everybody knows what a Glock 19 is. Non-gun people know what a Glock 19 is. And your average gun person has probably either owned or at least shot a Glock 19 in their lifetime. They know what it is. They know how to work it. Is Glock all it's cracked up to be? Is Glock the greatest gun company on the planet? As some people will, they will swear up and down by them. That's the only gun they'll ever carry. If it's not a Glock, they don't have any interest in it. Is it the best company in the world? No, no, it's not. Not by a long shot. There's better guns. There's more accurate guns. There's more powerful guns. There's more expensive and cheaper guns. Both directions. There's guns that you can get higher capacity, but for a standard, for something that's going to work, for something that is, it's referred to as the Toyota Camry of the gun world, and I 110% agree with that statement that Glocks are basic. There's nothing fancy about them unless you dump a ton of money into aftermarket parts. But at the end of the day, they work. Police departments, government agencies, and a ton of people, just regular old people, trust their life to these guns. And the reason is because at the end of the day, I've have a ton of guns from different manufacturers, varying levels of reliability. Between my wife and I, we probably have like 5 Glocks, and not counting times that aftermarket parts have made them fail, I've never seen one of these things jam. I've got 1,000 rounds through my Glock 19X. It never jammed once. I'm sure there's lemons out there. I'm sure, people have had Glocks that are terrible and they jam and whatever. That's just my personal experience. I've never had an issue. Again, I'm not a Glock fanboy. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't think the grip angles necessarily for me. The finger grooves in this is I believe a Gen 3 or Gen 4. My wife's aren't necessarily for me. Again, I'm not a big fan of striker fired triggers, but here's the thing. If you're someone who maybe you don't have 20 guns, maybe you don't have 5 guns, maybe you need one gun that you can carry in the daytime and then, have by your nightstand for home defense, chances are something like a Glock 19 is going to check off more boxes and be easier to learn how to use, easier to learn how to disassemble, easier to get aftermarket parts for if you do want to change something than a lot of other companies out there. And again, I am not white knighting for Glock. Again, I'm not a huge fan of them, but I respect the fact that at the end of the day, they work. There's a reason why government agencies and police departments use them, and it's because they work. It's because at the end of the day, this is easier to teach people how to use because of its simplicity and because of the reliability than a more complicated, more sophisticated firearm that maybe, does one or two things better, where this just does it all good enough. Glock, why do people love them? Because it's just basically whether you get a Glock 19, a Glock 17, a Glock 43, a Glock 43X, a Glock, 42, 26, doesn't matter what number, whatever gun you get, chances are, one, a lot of magazines are going to work in all the same guns, right? Which is really good because people like that. It's a cost-saving thing to be able to take a 17, a 19, and a 26 and basically have them run all the same magazine in all of them, within reason. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to get different calibers you want, everything from 22 all the way up to 10 millimeter. You can get a Glock from the factory that's going to run that ammunition and run it well. has the bare bones features that you need without any fancy bells and whistles. Again, you can put a light on this. There's a ton of aftermarket sights, so if you want to put night sights on it, you can. And if you don't want to modify at all, those sights, I don't mind them. They work good enough. And again, a lot of people, a lot of non-crazy gun people, and I say crazy gun people as a crazy gun person, I'm referencing, we'll change stuff. We'll go in, we'll read about articles and YouTube videos about what the best upgrades for the gun is. You've got a lot of people out there that own one or two guns and they just want something that's going to work. So this is going to be what they're going to choose at the end of the day because it's just going to work and it doesn't need any upgrades. It doesn't need, oh, well, it's an okay gun, but I had to do this or I had to do that. It just works. So is it worth the hype? No. It's the Toyota Camry of the gun world, and I would never want to hype up a Toyota Camry. But I think that Glock does deserve the reputation they have earned as being one of the most reliable, easy to operate firearms, out there. So again, if you're a new gun owner or going to be a new gun owner and you're looking to get one gun that maybe, serves multiple roles. I'm not a big Glock person, but I will say if you're looking for something that's going to be reliable out of the box and it's not going to take a bunch of time to figure out and learn, then look at a Glock because at the end of the day, they're an all right gun. But put down below what you think. Is Glock overhyped? Have you ever had an issue with one? Is it the perfect gun for a gun owner that's only going to own one? Put down below what you think, and have a good day.